Everybody, welcome back to A Sweet Journey. I am Sonia, also known as Sweets, and happy Saturday. I just wanted to swing by really quickly and just kind of chat a little bit about kind of what's current, what's coming up. I unfortunately do not have, I had done my hair, and that footage did not make it. Not sure why, but anyway, I did a braid out, but I didn't let my hair dry. Hence this here. It's fine. It's totally fine. So yeah, I just wanted to stop by and just kind of talk through a little bit of what's been going on. All right, so a couple things, almost like a quick just kind of check in. So on like I had a really hard Monday this week. Monday was like ooh, it was really bad. And some of it was because I felt kind of ill prepared for the day. Some of it was just the amount of work that I had to do in a day, in the week. I don't know, but just I was really highly stressed on Monday. And so Tuesday morning I had therapy with my therapist, and she took me to this activity of values. And one of the things that she said to me was, she asked me different questions, and I came up with like my top, might have even been like 10 values. And then she did this activity where it was like, okay, well, what about this and this? Like, which one between these two? And then they would go away, and then which one between. So it kind of prioritizes what is your top value and what is like kind of the lowest among those 10. And I came to realize that my top 3 values from that activity, love is number 1. I have a high value of love. I have a high value number 2 of peace. And the third is wisdom. But here's where it got a little tricky. So the thing that I realized is that, and the thing that we talked about is that I, like one of my bottom values was like being seen and heard. And so I have a high value. I have a value of that I'm spending a whole lot of energy in, but it doesn't yield as much for me. So like at work, maybe I'll speak up, or maybe like something will make me feel like I'm representing. But that is not one of my highest values. My highest value is love, peace, and wisdom. And what that looks like for me on a day-to-day basis is that, what we came to realize is that I do not invest a lot. I invest a lot in love. Wisdom, I think I really try to communicate through wisdom. But peace is an area that I have a high value for, but I'm not investing in very much. And so it really brought me to tears, because I was just thinking, man, like I really like to have peace with God, peace with other people, and I really like to show up and feel like I'm at peace so that I can do what it is that I do, and I'm not doing that. And so a lot of times I am working outside of that value. And as a result, when you work, what we talked about is when you work outside of your values, you end up exerting a lot more energy. And that's and so, a lot of times I'll feel like exhausted at the end of the day. And so that was the first thing that was like, oh my God, wait, what? That was the first thing. The second thing, I was leading a workshop for a team member who had some people who were on contracts, and they were going off contract. And so she had different people coming in, and she had a person who was coming in to do a word of the year activity. And I decided to do an intention setting activity before that. And so I had found this really good kind of like framework that I wanted to use, and then I decided to practice it. And so I was practicing it with, I practiced it with T, practiced it with Tori, T's brother, I practiced it with another person, anyway. And so then I actually went through the activity twice myself, just to I just wanted to feel comfortable doing it. And what I realized is when I was doing it twice, I kept like words kept coming to me like in my head, but it was like there was this word that was just dangling back here that I was just like, why is this word just hanging out back there? And so then I just decided to write it down. And that word is guide. And so then I started really just kind of trying to like, okay, like what is and I don't believe that you have to have one word for the whole year. I think you could have a word for a moment and then another word for another moment in that same day, in that same hour. I believe that's true. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. I'm looking over here and the moon is so big. Like it is so big over this house. It just is a little intimidating. And I just thought I'd share that. It is like just hanging out behind a house. Anyway, okay. Me and the moon have a very interesting relationship. So the thing that was just helpful to put those two things together is one of the things that I considered is like, in order for me to function as a guide, which is like this year I have an intention for my voice to be in as many environments as is necessary. And I don't know, necessary, I really want to be able to show up powerfully inside of spaces. And so in order to do that, I have to prioritize peace as a priority. It is a value that I have to prioritize. And so that's how those two came together. And then the third thing that I think is really important just about like just preparing for this year is I was doing a vision board with Just Us podcast, and it's Just Us, like JUSTUS, Just Us podcast with Tashara with Politics and Fashion. So we were doing a vision board, and I decided this year for the first time that I would do a vision board just on my computer, and I ended up using Canva, and then I wanted to put it on as a screensaver, which I thought, oh, this is a really good idea because I get to see it every day, and every day I see it and I'll share it. I'll try to one of these places I'll share it, or maybe across the whole screen. But this is my vision board. So I'm really inspired. These are the things that I really want to do. They're the things that I want to lean into a little bit more. And one of the things today, I think it came out today, Tabitha Brown had, like, she does these really sweet kind of drive-by inspirational things every once in a while. And today was no exception. And on it today, I think it was Instagram, she said she was on her way. She was about to start traveling for her book, and she has to pack and she has to do all these things. And she was reminded of how much through fatigue, through all the things, how much she's given to like other jobs, jobs that she's worked on. And she was really encouraged both for herself and to share with us to give that same level of energy, intentionality toward our own dreams. And I thought about my vision board. And so she encouraged us every day to do something toward our dream. And so I am so inspired by that. Tonight, I'm just going to I'm going to start small. I'm going to just take 5 minutes and I'm going to type some words. One of the things on my vision board is I am writing a book. And I am going to write for 5 minutes for that book tonight. And so, yeah, that's that. So that's it. I just wanted to share a little bit about kind of where I am and what my intentions are toward this year. So really being intentional about investing in peace, like doing things, making decisions based on being at peace, and then being a guide. So just being a vessel that God can use and guiding people, whether it is speaking or writing or even here on this channel, just being a guide, and then just really being open to investing into my dream and the things that I really like through the vision board. And so that's what I'm leaning into, and I invite you to lean in as well, to do some things that really are for you this year. So maybe start with, what do you value? And then go into maybe, like, if you want to do a vision board session, do that. You don't have to have like newspapers and all that, as long as you have a computer and you have access to photos. You can get to Google you can do that. And then just really think about intentions. Like, what are your intentions? And one thing that I love, there's a quote that goes something like, once you set your intention, you begin to behave in the direction of your intention. And so let's get about that this year. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.